obviously I know who you're wearing. Obviously.
Yes, yeah.
You look amazing. How many Met Galas have you been to?
Lots, like 20 maybe.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like you're the best person to ask for advice. It's my first one. I have no idea what to expect. Do you have any word of wisdom for me?
You're gonna be surrounded by people with lots of creativity, and the Met is one of those evenings that people let themselves go. So we feel free to express ourselves, to say whatever we want. I don't know, there's something very special about the Met. Being in New York, being in this great building, and they have the courage and the freedom to express yourself. So I'm very
Oh, that is awesome. That is so good.
And Maluma is a cowboy in red leather.
Wow. Why don't you just jump on in? Yeah. You look awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Only Maluma.
All because she made it. I mean, everything she does is special. So thanks to Donatella.
You guys look just awesome. And sparkly, this is so great.
The first time that you come here, you don't know what to expect, what's gonna happen. But now that it's more comfortable.
You're
more
I know
chill.
what I'm doing. This is chill.
This dress is really my favorite one.
Of course, I like this because it's so you. It's not future nostalgia, future happiness. What a beauty!
I'm so excited. Everything is just exciting. It's going to be cool, seeing them come to life as well. You were the first person to put me in Versace for the Brit Awards. These shells and everything. I think that was the start of our relationship.
Represent Versace because we wear the clothes, we feel the clothes, we give something more. We give it an attitude, which is very, very important.
Thank you. It's something I always say about you. Donatella cares about how the woman feels.
I mean, you
It's
have to
all
feel
about that.
empowered. If you don't
Yeah.
feel empowered and gorgeous, it doesn't matter.
So for me, the easiest thing was when I was thinking about what I wanted to create. I was of course, the only thing that I can possibly be inspired by is Versace itself. Everything that we've worked on, every little bit of the story that we've pieced together to kind of create something from the past and create something really new and unique as well.
Yeah. When I decided I had to have a woman in my mind, it's not like a woman in front of me because I'm a genius. You're a great. I love you. And of course, flat shoes.
None.
None.
Flat shoes.
None.
Perfect. Let's do one more.
To hear a voice outside of my team, to come and tell me how she sees Versace is so important. She is the Versace woman. It's so refreshing to see everybody beautiful and sexy.
Yeah, I love it.
We're at the beach, we need to be sexy.
That's what we want.
For me, Dua Lipa represents the woman of today, confident, strong, and the capability to influence people.
It's going to be great. You ready for the show?
Well, I love this show look. Can you do a walk for us, please?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Kind of pulls it closer in.
You go backwards. You go backwards.
Yes. Trust me, I can.
Ready? We're starting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Versace has the pleasure of presenting this year's La Vacanza collection, co-designed by Donatella Versace and her friend Dua Lipa.
My first question is just a little bit personal. I hope that's okay. Can you tell us the story of what is perhaps your most famous feature? Have you been blonde forever?
Inside, for sure. Outside, maybe not. But I was only 11 years old when Gianni started to ask somebody to bleach my hair little by little. It took like a month. I was totally bleach blonde. And my mother, she was very upset with me and Gianni, but I like it.
And there was somebody that inspired him, I think?
Well, Gianni was inspired by this Italian pop singer called Patti Bravo. She was a star at the time, and she was amazing.
So let's fast forward to the present day. Last month, you presented the latest Versace show in Milan, and you created what was by far the biggest sensation of the season, if not the entire year, that J.Lo finale.
Yes, there was something, we decided actually at the Met Ball, at the last Met Ball, we were sitting together at the table, and I just look at her and say, my gosh, she looks so gorgeous, she's so sweet. She even changed a bit since the first time. And I
You look great. You both look great.
Would you do it again, Jennifer? She said, why not? Let me check my schedule. And that happened, in 2 seconds, it was a Met Ball, it was on the winter, it was on the star. And she said yes right away. This is what I like about her. She's very instinctive. She doesn't have to ask too many managers what to do. Decided she did it. And she came to Milan, and as you know,
yes,
everything was really undercover. Nobody knew she was going to do that. She never saw the next dress again, the one she was trying. But she told me, give me an evolution. And with the body she has, after the movie, she has, the evolution was to make it even more.
Well, it was amazing. It was amazing. It received a standing ovation, which you don't often see in the board world of fashion.
She was very, very surprised.
Yeah,
I never heard,
Well, it was for both of you. It was for both of you. Yeah. So the world now knows it as that J-Lo dress, but let's remember that actually Ginger Spice wore it back in January 2000, and you wore it, Donatella, to the Met Gala a couple of months earlier when we used to still have the Met in December. Somehow, though, it was J-Lo wearing it at the Grammys that broke the bank. Is it ever a concern, though, in situations like this that become a kind of a sensation, that the celebrity can outshine the house?
Well, the celebrity outshine, I wouldn't say, but I'll never admit anyway. Yes, they can take the Versace name all over the world in 1 second. I didn't break the internet. Ginger Spice, she didn't either. Yeah. But J-Lo did it.
But Versace's long been associated with the world of Hollywood and red carpets. But is there something else about the rest of the country, about America in general, or the way that things are done here that you admire?
Well, my son and my daughter are American. I was married for so many years with an American. So we had a house in America, in New York for a long time, and Miami for a long time. So I really feel half American. I feel even most American than Italian sometimes. My mentality, the way I do things, the way I take decisions, very quickly, like you do here. Not maybe everybody, but you for sure. This is it, and it's a very American way of thinking.
It's come up many times over the last couple of days that fashion should actually be something that's not fleeting, that the clothes that you make and that you believe in should last a long time and become part of your life, of really every woman's life. And pieces can last 20 years, 30 years. Cindy Crawford can pass them on to her daughter Kaya. They have an emotional connection to who you are. Of course, I also see fashion's engagement with sustainability, for instance, as part of the history of fashion in leading the charge on vital social challenges, from the AIDS crisis that I know that you were so involved with, to the rights of women that I know you've been so involved with, diversity, inclusivity, something we've been hearing a lot about over the past 2 days. And fashion, I think, is actually by nature progressive because it reflects society. So just speaking of society, I'm curious to know your take on American politics right now.
Want to hear?
Yes, I do. Go for it.
Well, I love politics in general, but American politics at the moment, I think the world, not only America, is going through a very, very difficult time. When somebody looks back and doesn't look ahead, that's a mistake for everything, especially for politics. I have a funny story anyway about your president right now.
Which one would that be?
We always work with the best photographer, even when Gianni was alive, best top model and celebrities. We were the first one to use celebrities, to work with celebrities for fashion shoots. So we ran to Mar-a-Lago from Mr. Trump at the moment, and we went with Steve and myself and Madonna and a huge team, makeup, hair, and stylists, to do this insane, glamorous campaign. And the second day, after we did all the most important picture with the dog playing with there, and hair laying on the, backwards on the stairs, and the metal mesh purple, looking incredible, bleached blonde hair. Yes, why I did that. And we were doing the last picture, and this gentleman, who was Mr. Trump, came in and said, with a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. We were like, wow, get
But
stretching.
of the current candidates, apart from Mr. Trump, is there someone that you're
Apart.
liking or you admire?
I like very much Mayor Pitt.
Right.
Is that his name, Mayor Pitt? I think
Yes.
he's so smart, intelligent, and America needs inclusivity and needs more. He's always been open-minded, America. It's just the last period is going,
Yes,
like the
a
rest
step
of the
backwards.
world. So I would love to have somebody like a Mayor.
Thank you guys all so much for joining us, standing room only. Thank you to everyone in the back who trekked all the way here in the snow to see fashion icon Donatella Versace. Oh my God. So can we first give a huge round of applause for Donatella for being here. Everyone is so excited. So first, let's talk a little bit about Versace and Saks. Tracy talked a little bit about it. What, can you tell us a little bit about your partnership with Saks and how you guys have worked together historically?
Well, for me personally, Saks is New York. Since I was a young girl in university, I remember doing my first trip in New York. And the first store I went to was Saks. Saks is iconic, so is Versace. So I think it's a perfect combination.
Let's talk a little bit about tribute. I see a lot of tribute in the audience. Like everyone's representing. I see scarves, I see dresses. Tell us about how you came up with the idea to do this tribute collection. And I also want to hear about the Instagram, kind of like when you broke Instagram with this moment.
After 20 years of Jenny passing, I thought it was about time to do an homage to my brother. It has been difficult for me because emotionally, of course, it was a very special moment in the 90s with Gianni before he passed away. I guess I found the courage to go back to the archives and revisit everything Gianni did, which, if you think about, in the 90s, what Gianni did was extraordinarily brave. He was breaking barriers. He was making new rules in fashion. He was daring. He had a lot of courage. All the kind of personality we all should have today, should be able to fight for. Gianni fought for his fashion. Was risky, was different, but was about empowering women since the 90s. So I thought that kind of thinking, empowering women, is very today. So it was very appropriate to do the show. As much to Gianni, as much to all the women in the world.
Love seeing the little girl in the audience who's also watching.
She's amazing. Look at her.
Look, I like her style. She has her sparkle
And the
crossbody.
bounce, yeah.
She's mixing prints. It's very good. I'm into it. Tell me a little bit about that moment you went into the archives and you came up with the idea for this. How did you decide to have that moment with all the supers? And what did you call them and say, I have an idea. We need to have a reuniting moment.
Well, it was exactly like this. I mean, I was thinking what Gianni, if he was alive, would want to see today. And I closed my eyes, he wants to see those girls, again on the runway, gorgeous as they still are. Gianni loved women. And Naomi, Cindy, Helena, all those girls have strong personality. They became supermodel because they had something to say. And Gianni made them supermodel because he was able to listen to them. So it was a perfect combination between the designer and the respect he has for the woman. I have to say Gianni really helped create the supermodels. We all love Gianni, and Gianni loved them. So I tried, I called Naomi first, of course, Naomi Campbell's best friend. I said, Naomi, let's do this.
You have to call Naomi first, always.
Yeah, first. Naomi called the other one, then I called Cindy, and Kaya Gerber was doing the first show on the runway. And for me, it was very special after 20 years to have Cindy Crawford and her daughter in the same runway. It was really a special moment, very emotional for all of us. So this how it starts, and then once we all say yes, I need to make a difference between the younger supermodel and the iconic supermodel. So what better than the metal mesh? I always had this picture in my mind, this image of Richard Avedon did for Gianni with all these girls, photographing the metal mesh in all these clothes. It was exactly the same girl. So that's where the idea started. And the best thing was that all the cast of the show, except for them, they didn't know this girl were in the show. So we did the show, did the rehearsal, and nobody knew until the last moment. In fact, the girl did the finale, they came backstage, and then one by one, Naomi, Helena, Cindy, Carla, Bruni, we walked by them. I went to take position behind the tent, and you had to see everybody was crying, clapping backstage. It was so good to see the respect we have for this iconic girl. It was a special moment. I didn't know it was going to break Instagram, but it did, right?
Basically, the moment that happened, how many of you guys like screamed like a baby girl when that happened? Like literally you could hear everyone go, my God, in the office. And I think that was the day I had my son. Like it was
really?
yeah, I couldn't go. And I literally remember thinking like, oh, like I was like giving birth and I was like, man, I really missed out on Versace this season. Like, what a show to miss. But it was worth it, guys. It was worth it.
But the thing I liked the most about the show it was happiness. It was not nostalgic. But nobody was like, oh my God, sad. Everybody was happy, full of joy. It was a celebration of women, the women all over the world. And I really felt that day, all of us were stronger.
You definitely, that was like a really big Instagram moment. And you were very new to Instagram, actually.
Actually, you introduced me to Instagram when I came to see you.
Yeah.
The last thing in my mind was, to open an account on Instagram. But we did it in one moment.
Maybe convince Donatella to join. I don't know, but I think that was a good thing. We need more Donatella in our lives. So everyone who's not following Donatella, please follow her. It's amazing and iconic. So I remember when you came, Donatella came and visited us at Facebook Instagram headquarters.
Yes.
And we were like, Instagram. And you were like, yes, I'll do it. And I remember one of the things you said, you were like, okay, I really want to be good at it. And that kind of ability to share and kind of share behind the scenes, I think has been really resonating with your audience. But tell us, Audrey is on your Instagram. Tell us a little bit about Audrey.
She's my dog. She doesn't want to be called a dog, but she's a dog. She's my dog. She thinks she's a model. Always with me, at rehearsal, at show. She sits next to me, looks at the model and at the fittings, and she she has an opinion on everybody. This is what, from her eyes. And she's very selective. I'm much more, generous and real than she is. When my brother died, and the way he died, I had to show him strength. I had to show him, we're gonna do it, don't worry. I was living my pain in public, and I couldn't show my pain to anybody. This office, a space where now represents really me and my emotion. The one I don't show to anybody. This is a place where my emotion stays. Nobody believes me. My vulnerability was always hidden. I was going home and crying, but closing the room because I didn't lose a king of fashion, which he was. In that moment, I lost my brother. Those sketches are all Karl Lagerfeld. Gianni and him were very good friends. I look every day. That's all drawing of her, given to Gianni and to me. Gianni is not here anymore since 18 years. Way to worry. How to bring Versace in the 21st century, how to keep Versace relevant. My mother, she was a seamstress and she had a big atelier later. She always treats her employees as families. So Gianni was the same, I'm the same. I still have people who work for Gianni here, who will teach a younger generation what is to sew a dress, to cut a dress, to sew, to embroider it. Tonio, Edward. That's something I'm obsessed for tailoring. The shoulders. Some people take the same kind of shoulder for a long time in brands. I like to change it. This I've been told. I project this image, very distant, very cold. Nobody's afraid of me. Like you see, nothing is minimal here. I like branding. I'm gonna tell you what to do. I think also the belt is a bit too big for this outfit. Sorry, can you walk back and forth? I like clothes to make a woman feel powerful. If you wear black with boots in the winter and heel, I give you an attitude. Like, I'm not afraid. Wow. When I arrive here in the morning, in my studio, surrounded by my designer team, I feel this is my family. I can, in a way, surrender and say whatever I think, do whatever I want, because my family will understand me. Grazie. Thank you. I'm Donatella Versace, and I'm the creative director of my company. What I do in my company, do I talk about fashion now or what? It can be in Italy, it can be in France, it can be in America, it can be anywhere. But with very, very defined roots in Italy because of the manufacturing. Everybody knows the manufacturing in Italy, it is the best. Has been the best since a long time. So the kind of quality that
I learn and I live in. It's something I don't want to lose. But I think of an international brand. I very appreciate the food quality, also Versace. I know that I knew Johnny times, I know today times as well. When I start collections, I start collection from ideas. One idea. Usually I stick to the same idea. And I decide where to put this idea, this message, in which collection. Because I do haute couture, pret-à-porter, and versus young line, and try to see if I can convey my message well enough for the first line, or it needs to be put in the versus line when you can be able to push, I'm able to push forward to really be a little bit more free creatively. It's strange because we have schedule, we have deadlines, but ideas are ideas. You don't know really when you get your mind, and you don't know what inspires you. Many different things can inspire me. But one thing I'm sticking to my whole life is music. That for sure inspires me. Right now I listen to the Grimes a lot. I listen to a group called Dead Sarah, and I love Angela's. They're all three different between each one, but we're so inspired. First because our girls. It's a long time we don't have girls band, and I think this means something. It means something. It means we are powerful, women are powerful, and we step our foot down, to be there and make people look at us and listen to us and listen what we have to say. I love strong women, I love Cindy Sherman, I love her work, and I love Lady Gaga in a different way because she's daring, provocative, and she doesn't base her success on an image as a beautiful woman, but as an intriguing woman, which is much more interesting right now. This will be my 4th season that I came back to Paris for the show in the Atelier. I did the show in the Atelier for a while because in the last 10 years of my life, of my work has been very busy, especially for myself, to find some more self-esteem and to find my own voice, to be heard, and to listen to myself. It sounds strange, but it's not, because I stepped in the foot of a genius designer like Gianni. It not happen in 1 year that you become, you can not happen in a moment that you can feel what he left. It's a huge thing he left. So I decided to alt on haute couture. They just do 12 outfits each season, presenting to private clients and to celebrities. And when I felt ready, I went back to Paris. And when I felt strong enough, I came back to Paris. Well, the last 10 years, world has changed for me. The company has become a different company, a totally different company. The management of the company is like a public company. Before that was a family company. It was run like that. So this was a huge change for me, which I had to absorb and make it right. And with the right people around me, it wasn't easy. I think a company like Versace, which is an established company, cannot survive if you don't have a continued discussion and exchange of opinion with your team, your management team, and also with your young designer team. I make sure I confront myself with people of another generation who will speak another language. I to understand them, and they want to listen to me as well. It's nice. It's a nice combination. It's very. Sometimes it's kind of tense because I stand for certain things, but I don't want to. I want to change them, but in order to be recognizable anyway. My team, for me, is my family. And Brian Atwood, who started in my company to design shoes, now he's a big star. I'm so happy about that. I adore him. It's like he's still there. Marco Zanini the same, and Christopher Kane. We see what happened to him. I miss him. Christopher Kane, he's a big star, big talent. I'm very proud. Versace style has to evolve, has to be contemporary, has to be relevant. And I want to make sure it stays relevant now and will be in the future. Creativity is a word, but also a team. work. You have your right team, you construct your team, you make sure your team doesn't say always yes to you because of who you are. You have to push them to say no. That sometimes, I don't react very well, and to say the truth when I say no, but makes me think. I'm very curious. I want to know everything. So I'm very aware of everything around me, what's changing, how fast it's changing, if I am fast enough to follow these changes. I live on the web today, and this changes everything. It changes the way of thinking of fashion, it changes the way of making fashion, it changes the way of presenting fashion. It becomes in a way a little bit more detached from the clothes themselves. You don't need to touch them to realize we are the quality, but it's the image who counts a lot because it's a fashion show, and during the fashion show you see everything, all the world see what you're doing. So I have to say this thing I think all the time, internet and fashion. Couture has to be, you have to think at another level. You have to think of a woman that she wants luxury, and she wants only luxury. A woman who you should give emotion and desire. A woman who should see the outfit and say, I want it, I want to wear it now. I have to have it. It's one, it's going to be mine. So that's the way I start thinking about each collection of couture. I think luxury is a word who has been abused. Everything is luxury. There are few things luxury in the fashion, but everybody think of themselves or their clothes as luxury. Luxury is very special. It's unique. What defines luxury is uniqueness, motion, and desire. To combine the three things together, that's luxury for me.